It's the Republicans going back to that same stupid talking point on how the terrorists are going to run free throughout the United States of America, and we got to run for the hills, and Obama's going to just release them in our hometowns. We got Hoekstra, Elena Ross-Lathan, and Peter King, Lamar Smith, and Eric Cantor all in this clip, all making absurd points, but Peter King is the one that drove me crazy, and why we're going to play it for you right now. I got some comments after this video. Let's watch.
I think it's safe to assume that we've only identified a portion of the people that have gone back on the battlefield once they have left Guantanamo. These are the kinds of people that the president is talking about moving it back into the United States, or either moving them here, releasing them, or detaining them.
But just as we can't force other countries to welcome these detainees with open arms into their homelands, neither should we force our citizens and our communities to do so.
Having been to Guantanamo and just seeing the types of people that are there, the way they abuse the guards, the way they carry on, listening to the people who do have to guard them, and just hearing stories of how violent they can be. The thought of having these people coming back to any state in the United States, to me, is absolutely wrong and disgraceful. Coming from New York, I have a particular concern because there have been reports that a number of these detainees could be brought to the Southern District of New York to stand trial, which is literally within walking distance of Ground Zero. It's within walking distance of City Hall, within walking distance of the Brooklyn Bridge, police headquarters, and again, being literally in the shadow of Ground Zero, I find not just offensive, but also extremely dangerous. So
we are going to have to release them into our communities after that 6 months period.
This is the one area where I'm going to take a protectionist stance. Protection from terrorists.
The federal judges may well find that they're entitled to other constitutional rights, which is going to result in their release into our communities.
Because in World War II, I don't think we expected the, you didn't have the threat from homegrown terrorism. You didn't have, remember, these folks successfully attacked us on 9/11. 3,000 Americans died. Putting these people in the middle of our communities puts those communities at risk.
You know, I missed that last one from Hoekstra the first time I watched it. We didn't have this homegrown threat during World War II. Yeah, I guess that's why we did internment camps of the Japanese Americans, right? You moron. Okay. Now, look, we shouldn't have done the internment camps, but we were scared to death during World War II of homegrown acts of helping the enemy, whether it was the Japanese or the Germans, who, by the way, German Americans are the #1 largest ethnicity in America. And yes, we were definitely concerned about that during World War II. These guys are not attached to the facts, and they take enormous pride in their ignorance. Look, when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, when I was a Republican, I didn't think that the Democratic Party was stupid. I thought, well, I disagree with them on this, this, or that, but they have a valid point of view, and I think both sides had valid points of view, but one side wasn't like, put their flag on the ground like, we're the moron party, like the Republicans do now. Here, in this clip, here are the examples. Peter King says, oh, you would bring them near Ground Zero to prosecute them. Of course, because that's where the crime happened, you moron. That's how you prosecute people. You bring them to where the crime happened. Where do you want me to prosecute them? In Arizona? No, they hit New York and Washington. God, how stupid can you be? And he says, oh, well, they'd be in walking distance of Ground Zero. Well, are we going to let them out and they're going to lollygag over to Ground Zero or to the, whatever other landmarks that he pointed to? You see, they don't get to walk around. They're terrorist detainees or detainees on trial for terrorism. We have them in shackles.
What you don't understand, Jake, is that, they explode. If they get near Ground Zero, they trigger and they explode, and it happens all over again.
We have them under guard. They're not, and several times they just flat out lied and said, oh, and they're going to get released in America. No, they're not. Where did you get that they're going to get released in America? That's just not true at all. And then Elena Ross-Lathan says, if we tell other countries to take them and they don't want to, which happens from time to time, right? Well, how can we tell our own country to take them? Because we're the ones who detain them. What kind of sense does that make? Hey, I detain these guys, but I don't want to take them into my country. So then what do you want to do with them? No, I want to keep them permanently in a, no law zone with no rights, no trials, no nothing. And then they don't exist. It's okay. They're not in my country. They're not in your country. Well, that's how Republicans think, because they have no regard for the rule of law. And by the way, Peter King from New York, are you not concerned about bringing any of these people to justice? I'm an American, and I care about that. I care about it deeply. We lost nearly 3,000 people, and I want someone brought to justice. But this guy says, no, we can't prosecute them near ground zero, because they might walk to there. They're so ecstatic to be this stupid, because they represent stupid people, and they say, hey, look, are we doing a good job of representing your morons? Oh, yeah, great, re-elect them, go ahead. Because it didn't used to be this way. But the remaining Republicans, unfortunately, are the ignorant people in this country. Look, maybe I'm taking it too far, but the word ignorant means not that you cannot comprehend the facts, but that you do not know the facts. And a lot of times, I remember this woman was quoted after the 2004 election of George Bush. She said, I don't want to know anything about George Bush. I just know that he believes in God, and any other facts, I don't want to know the facts. Purposefully ignorant.